guys, how's it going? So today we have a list of stuff we're going to be working on. We are going to start off by finishing up our bulb planting around the Hartley. Then we are going to move some planters inside. We're going to move a fountain inside. We're going to clear out some annuals, just things like that. And it's a beautiful morning. It's still, the sun is out. Oh, I love seeing all of the different layers still because a lot of our trees still do have leaves on them. The ash tree right up there and our sensation box elders are the first trees always to lose their leaves. And it's pretty fresh. I imagine we'll warm up, especially once we start planting our bulbs, but it always feels good to start off all bundled up out here. We enjoyed a fire inside this morning. It's just been a beautiful day. Wanted to give you a little view of this space right here that we planted, I think 15 Miss Violet Buddleias in this area. They grew so much this year. I think they really liked this spot, and big impact when they were in bloom. Oh my gosh. So gorgeous. And then we had white superbena in front of them that we recently removed. It was spent, it got taken on a 27-degree morning. It was looking pretty bad. So now it's looking all tidy. Oh, it still looks really pretty even without those annuals. Also, if we shift over here to the left, you can see the pond berm has been cleared of annuals. And honestly, by this point of the year, it's like I crave the breathing space. It just looking at this without it being a huge jumble of plants, and I enjoyed that for the time that they were there, but I also enjoy this. And we're going to be planting bulbs here, not today, but another day. We're going to have little increments of bulb planting for the foreseeable future. So anyway, we're just going to plug away at it. But we did get this area done. So we planted the Zephyr blend of tulips, which is a pink and white blend underneath each one of these crabapple trees. And then today we're going to tackle the end caps. And the variety we are planting is called Blushing Lady. I was going to say Blushing Bride. Blushing Lady, which I have planted before. They are beautiful. They're a pale yellow with kind of a rosy pink color. And they get quite tall. And I chose those specifically for the end caps because I want the height. Like 26 to 30 inches tall. Right there, and they're a mid to late bloomer. So they will be blooming at the same time the other tulips in this area are going to be blooming, and the same time that the tulips over there will be in bloom. It will be a pretty spectacular show, and we're going to be doing 200 bulbs in each end cap. All right, let's just take these over here. I'll show you. I mean, we just looked at it the other day. We trimmed up these boxwoods a little bit, and I did try to trim these up too, even though we're dealing with half of a new hedge this year and half of it's existing. But anyway, I wanted the height because I do have a project that's going to hide this electrical box. I just clearly haven't gotten to it yet. So having something that gets 26 to 30 inches tall will cover that in the spring. And I think that'll be so pretty. And that honestly is the only thing I would change about this whole Hartley build. I mean, we had the option to put this anywhere we wanted to. And I just figured, you know, this spot's great. Let's just put it here. I don't know. It's going to be right where we need it to be for the mini split that's inside. It just felt like it was the best spot for it. But if I could do it again, I would tuck it in right back here. I knew I wanted benches, and all I could see was what it would look like, you know, the view looking from back here and looking toward the Hartley. And I thought for some reason that would show up more back here. It would not have. But I think once we tackle the project to hide it, it will be so nice. But the bulbs will do it for now. So we're going to be using the 2-inch auger like we've been using for the other tulips and some bulb tone. So let's just tackle that and get that just knocked off the list. 400, oh, and then we were going to plant, we had, I think 63 maybe, tulips left from the Zephyr blend. We're going to pop those out somewhere in the south garden. Okay, let's get after it. All right, all done with the first side. And I was able to fit roughly 150 tulips in there, which is perfect because if I end up with 100 extra tulips, I think I'm going to plant them around the base of the fountain planter today. We'll get that done. It'd be pretty to have some of the same varieties kind of pulling you through. And these are the annuals I wanted to clear out anyway today. We've got the Surefire Rose Begonias in here, Dichondra Silver Falls, both in the container and in the ground. We've got the Lemon Coral Sedum. So I think just taking after this area and popping the other tulips that we have left over in this space will be perfect. And we'll go ahead and clean out the planters as well. This one, whew, look at this boxwood. I've got a replacement back by the high tunnel. Also, in this next space, instead of putting bulb tone in each individual hole, I'm just going to sprinkle it over the entire top of the soil surface, and it will just incorporate as I dig my holes. And honestly, when you buy bulbs, they're usually charged up and they're ready to go, and they don't necessarily need fertilizer in order to bloom the next year. They'll come up and bloom beautifully, but I feel that it helps promote a lot of root development, so it makes the bulb even stronger going forward. And it's just part of kind of my normal practice of what I do when I'm planting anything new. What do you think, Russell? Yeah. Russell's been sleeping in Benjamin's bed lately. Lucky ducky. He's been starting out in Benjamin's bed, and then he goes in the morning into Samantha's bed about the time she wakes up. And that Diamond Frost Euphorbia is looking stunning. Russell's like, nope, not today. You're not going to look at it. Look at that beautiful blooming plant in there. Okay, let's get this next end cap done, and then I'm just going to move right into annual clean out. you guys, look at how much better this looks. It's so tidy. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I love that we can see the structure of the boxwoods now. That's so beautiful. And as I was working in this space, I decided to not put those specific tulips here. While the height of those is perfect for the end caps of the Hartley, I think it would be a little bit too tall in this area. I don't think the proportion would be quite right. I think we need something like on the 18 to 20 inch side of things, something that'll be just a little bit taller than the boxwoods, but not much. I don't want it coming up so tall. Like if I put those tulips in here and they came up 3 feet, they would be like up here with the edge of the fountain. And I think proportionally, is that the right word? Anyway, I just don't think it would look right, which is fine. We will find another spot for those tulips. Now, when I finished the other end cap, I was able to plant 8 more bulbs on that end cap than I was on this front one, which makes sense because I was working around a couple of little like electric box lids in this first one. So I think that's going to be perfect, which I think that means we have 92 bulbs left from that project. So we will plant those out in the south garden. I don't even know if we're going to actually get to the rest of the tulip planting today. I do want to move the urns and I want to move the fountain, and I don't want to run out of time to do that. But for now, I'm going to leave this red bud in here. It's just so beautiful. I love the way it performed in this space, and now we can see the junipers. I think, were these called Moon Glow? I can't remember. And you see, there's leaves and stuff in here, but it's just so not worth cleaning it out right now because of all of that and all the leaves that the red bud has. But look at this new growth. Look at the color on that. It's so beautiful. And now we can see the hellebores in here. I don't know how they got overhead water, like hard water staining on them, but they did somehow. But those are in there. Those will bloom next spring. It looks like all of them survived. One of the heucheras, so I've got 3 in here, one of them did not make it. There was still a little whiff of the plant left, but it came out with hardly any roots, and there were grubs in it, which means I'm gonna probably need to get something to put in the soil in this container, because that means there's probably more grubs than just the 2 that I saw under that plant. Lovely. I'll probably end up using some kind of a granulated product that I can spread on top of the soil. And you know, it's just a soil level sort of issue here, so I don't need to do any spraying, but I don't know exactly which product I will use. It might be something 8 based. I don't know. But for now, we need to get rid of this stuff so we have room for the fountain. All right, guys, got the gator unloaded, but I do want to just move these urns in quick because this is just a really fast project. Aaron's going to come help me lift them inside, but we're going to take these urns from this location just right inside the door. But you can see that I do have drip run to them, so I'm going to have to cut and plug the drip tube. And these right here, they're the mangaves. I think they're already down to 20 degrees. We've been down to 27, I think, is our lowest so far this year. And of course, the sedum is hardy. It's pretty darn hardy, but both of these will do really well inside. And here he comes. Here comes the mussel. Isn't it nice out today?
Yeah, it's really nice.
So pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it kind of longish, like this, long enough to where we can still see it right there. But I wanted to leave a generous amount on this end. So plugged, and I'll just tuck it down in the cold frame. We can actually close these now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they don't have to be open. Do you see the video of all the crows out there?
No.
There's like 50 crows out in the dirt lands. Did you see them, Benjamin?
Yeah, I didn't go down the way.
Do you have crows on your Merlin Bird app?
American crows.
American crows?
That's what kind they are. I turned my bird app on right away when I saw them all. So we're gonna have to put out different pots for this winter.
Oh yeah?
Right here, yeah. Okay.
Would you recommend that someone get cold frames like this if they were going to get a Hartley?
Well, I like them for the aesthetic appeal. I don't use them like you should, but you can use them however you want. It's they're your cold frames.
But you like the look of them.
I do like the look of them.
Yeah, I think they're cool.
Yeah. All right, guys, so if we go in here, I think we'll just put one of the urns here, and I'll scoot this plant somewhere else, and we'll put the other one here. We might leave the door open. It is hot in here. Okay, where will you live?
Is this pokey?
Yep.
Oh, it's not heavy though.
No, it's not too bad. I just couldn't do it by myself. There. Looky there. That's so pretty. Oh yeah, look at that.
You like it?
Yes. Yes, I do. Thank you. Okay, well, with Aaron's help, that was really easy. capped the drip on both sides, removed the containers, and just popped them right inside. Aren't they gorgeous, flanking the opening like that? Oh, and then we'll probably have our Christmas tree right there. I was toying with maybe doing it in a different location because it would be really easy to do it right here, because those chairs we never use. They're just like for decorative purposes only. So I could put those in the loft in the barn for a while, and I would only need to move one container to put the tree in as opposed to putting it right here. And honestly, you might even see it more. You would think that you would see it really clearly right in the center, and you do, like from the other ends, but like through the doorway with all of this stuff like right in here, it makes it a little bit difficult to see. I'm gonna just leave this door open for now. Have the table still all set. We did a hot chocolate party the other night out here with candles. It was so pretty. So now we're just gonna need to figure out something because it looks very bare up here. I'm so used to seeing those urns, but we'll figure out something different to do for maybe the holidays in front of the Hartley. Yeah, see, it looks like we're missing something now. Okay, so this is the fountain right here. We've enjoyed it so much in this spot. It's like barely running right now, which is probably good. I don't know how much water we're gonna actually find in here. Oh, it looks like it's halfway full or so. I had to figure out where the extension cord was, but I see it alongside the stones. It looks like Paul did some work on it. It's all tacked down with landscape staples, and then it goes underneath, kind of like he probably weaved it through somehow in here, and it comes out and goes into the flower bed. Kind of a temporary solution for this fountain. I would like to set this up in the greenhouse and have that water running in there. I think the cats would really like it too. All right, well, we got it in here. I think it's going to be really nice to have that movement and that sound of water. And I think this is going to be a good spot for it. I'll put some kind of fluffy plant behind it and probably to the side of it right there. But we do need to clean the fountain first. And we're going to have to let it dry as well, because around the bottom, like where the pump cord goes through, there is this cork which, plugs it up most of the way. But I have to use this putty around it to make it completely watertight, and that needs to completely dry out before it's workable again. So we'll probably just need to clean it right now and let it sit out here for a little bit to dry. Then we'll come back out and get it running again. Definitely looks better, a lot better. And I also cleaned out the pump and the little tube. So we're just gonna let everything sit here for a little bit to dry. Okay, it's been a couple hours. It's not completely dry, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try putting this thing back together. I think it'll work. You can see a little bit of moisture still here, but I think it's dry enough right around the middle. I think we should have okay luck. right, you guys. Let's plug this thing in. Oh my gosh, look at that, you guys. Now the water on the ground is just from the hose. It's not from the fountain. Isn't that beautiful? I filled it up extra full so that I could know exactly where the level is right now. And I'll come out a little bit later just to double check on the level to make sure we're not losing water at too quick of a rate, or if at all, hopefully not at all. I'm not even sure that the putty was necessary. I got that little stopper so tight, like so tight, but water, you know how it goes with water. So the putty is just an extra measure, and I'm guessing that we're gonna be okay. But the level looks pretty good. Like I can see the water going off all sides. I did have to pop a little rock in there, but you can hardly see because this wanted to wobble a little bit. After I make sure that the water level is good and not receding too quickly, I will let the water level go down a little bit because it makes a little bit more noise when the water from here has to splash down into the reservoir. But even just that soft noise, it's perfect. So like I said, we'll fill this in with some plants and get a nice lush backdrop, and we shouldn't need to move it because I'm not planning on putting a table back right here. We'll just work with the tables that we do have. We've got space for another table right over there. And this I needed to be a little bit more malleable because we do a lot of projects in here in the wintertime, and I need to have the ability to move the plants and stuff around. And while this isn't a tremendously hard fountain to move, you still don't want to have to move it all that often. Little update on our mangave. Check this out. Our blooms are about ready to, well, I don't know. They're forming up. I don't know if they're about ready to open, but sure looks like it, doesn't it? And I also moved the eugenias back in here. They were in the Hartley. They got scale. I treated them. We moved them out to the red barn area and put them in isolation, and they look really good. They pushed a whole bunch of new growth. I don't see any active scale on them. I gave them a pretty good once over before we brought them back over here the other day. So I'm gonna let them winter in here. Anyway, guys, that is gonna be it for today. A little bit of kind of this and that. More bulb planting done, annual clean out done. Getting some things moved in is nice, and those urns. I actually was a little bit stressed that morning. It got 27, and I knew that it wasn't gonna kill the plants, but I didn't know if it was going to harm the mangaves to be that close to their kind of threshold of cold. So it's nice to know that they're all tucked in now. Oh, don't have to think about it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.